Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis, and in this series my goal is to be able to take you guys through the legendary campaign as a solo player, as basically a new player. So my goal is to set myself up with a pretty basic loadout. Now, a couple things I will recommend when you go in. Again, if you're a newer player, this stuff's not really going to make a difference. It's just a little extra experience while you're going through. And then also seeing resources, which is not really necessary. So if you have the ability to upgrade a ghost, maybe it's just been a while since you've been here. Otherwise, I am just going to go for a little bit of glimmer, since apparently I'm running low, and a little bit of experience. Now, I have a basic weapon, pulse rifle to primary. I've got a special weapon, and I've got a grenade launcher. This is how I'm going to start this thing, and I'm going to try and just use the best versions of things that I get as I go through the campaign. Now, I will tell you, I do have armor that I have started with previously, so I could probably make this a little bit worse. Most of my armor on my hunter, I don't play my hunter hardly at all, so this is also a disadvantage. I'm just, like, not up to spec here. But the only thing I will tell you is any set of armor that you have, or as you are going through this, if you're able to put on resilience mods, cool. But if you can't upgrade your armor at all, then honestly, most of you are probably going to be looking somewhere like this. Especially a brand new player who literally, I don't even know what you have the option for when you log in. So I'm going to try this thing this way. Now remember, it caps your effective light. So just because I'm showing 1667 because I have some higher weapons, doesn't matter. The weapons in and of themselves are not really going to be an important part to this. It's just going to be your total level is always just kind of up to spec. Since it caps you, it's going to take care of the leveling for me. And this is going to be the legendary campaign. I'm going to try not to use exotics. I will upgrade kind of as I go through with the modules. But my goal here is with the absolute, like, minimal level loadout that I've got, which a new player, a returning player could pull exotics. You could work on some mods. You probably have better armor. There are ways to make this more efficient. The most things I can tell you, honestly, get your resilience as high as you can. And on your chest piece, put on some damage mitigation. I mean, we're dealing with Cabal, so you're probably going to be able to put maybe solar on there, maybe sniper damage, maybe concussive for fire. Those would be a few easy 3 things to fill out with an armor mod, and you would be good. Anything else, whether it's like making orbs or anything else, I did that when I played on my character the first time, trying to go through it smoothly. But for this one, my goal is to just go through here as a pretty brand new person would. So without many advantages, I'm going to try and go through the campaign with you guys and show you at a base level how it can be done. So this one is capped at 1600, so let's give it a shot. High difficulty recommended for experienced players, and remember, when you do this, the whole point is to, at the end, get your guaranteed exotic for your subclass, get your gear bundle that is going to boost you from, you know, whatever you are normally at to 1770. Now, I've got alt characters, so my armor will be higher, but that is a huge thing for leveling. 8 upgrade modules to boost that character to 1770, and a jump on strand, which is always a good thing. So, I think that intro should cover it. If this series doesn't do as much for you, share it to new players, save it for later. But the whole point in this one, I don't know, I'm a little late to recording it, since Lightfall's probably been out for about a month of recording this one. But I want to get this series out and just leave it tucked away for anybody who starts. Hopefully this helps you out. So first contact, mission 1 for the Lightfall campaign. Here we go. Alright, so I'm going to try and dismiss those tooltips as we go.
We've hitched a ride to the outer
But this
giants.
first section is in one of the Cabal ships.
Osiris
I'm trying
was
not
right.
to give too
The
much away on
witness sent
story
Callus
either.
after something
So
hidden
I will
here.
kind of break through any of the cutscenes and stuff that are in here just so I don't spoil anything because you watch it early. But I tried to go with as basic of a loadout as possible, so we'll see how this goes.
I'm working on a plan to stop him. For now, find your way through that ship.
Not sure what it's going to be like to fight some of these enemies, but we'll see how it feels. I'm also going to probably screw some things up because I'm on my hunter. And I am not spec'd out for much of anything. I got a ranged weapon here with a pulse rifle. Not the best. Honestly, if you got a bow, I still enjoy using my bows, but this will at least get us going. So again, this is not going to be like a record run by any stretch of the imagination. But the goal here is just to get things done.
That pyramid resonance is shielding the Cabal. Another weapon from the witness.
Okay, so when that Colossus shoots you with all of his wonderful missiles, time to go hiding. And these little packs on their back, these are things you always want to try and shoot. They basically give the Cabal shield, so they make them harder to kill. anytime you can take those out, the better. I'm used to a Titan, so if I lean into things like a barricade that would normally be there, that would probably help me. I'll probably be a little different. Now, they'll be blinded for a second. But at least I know this guy will at least go down. And again, this will probably make me use my special ammo more, so I'll probably have to lean into a bit more than heavy. But your special ammo is definitely good. Fusion rifles are a nice solid mid-range. Sniper, if you got a close weapon. Breach load grenade launcher has certain benefits, but fusion rifle for the kind of that mid-level DPS kind of backup, not a bad one.
Bears such delectable fruits. Together, we will devour soul.
Callus doing his whole yelling at the old man yelling at cloud thing here.
Bring glory to the herald of the witness.
The Shadow Legion is one step ahead of us. Any damage we can inflict
Went a
on the
little
Cabal
far
fleet
there. There
will
we go.
buy us time.
Checkpoint reached. Nice thing
We
about
should
the
regroup as
all
soon
of
as
these, you got
possible.
checkpoints. So if you get to a certain
You can
checkpoint,
disable the ship
at least
from
you know
view
you're going to be there, and you
I've
can even
located
probably
the
leave and
terminal
come back.
here
The
and sent
checkpoints
you
are
their
actually
ship
pretty
layout.
nice.
We need a way in there.
Aye. Yeah, these are the things you want to take out pretty quick if you can. If you can shoot them out of the air, it seems even better. So when you come in here, you'll have a few enemies. Best to turn around and take care of them this way. I'm probably getting a delivery outside, so that's fun. I am. I don't know if you guys can hear my dog, but there's not much I can do about it. Woo! Hurts. Now, I did avoid invisibility build, which totally even forgot that's what I was doing here, but use your grenade, your melee, your class item, that kind of stuff. Don't forget about your finishers. You see that little white circle? Especially on the big guys, save the ammo. Gonna be beneficial. Once you get up here, you're gonna have a few more, so just use your cover. And again, I got a little aggressive there because I'm used to doing all this stuff, but if you're not aggressive, stay back a little bit. Use the exploding barrels when you're far from them, not when you're close. That got launched up into the ceiling. That's cute. And again, grenade. Beneficial when that thing goes down. Those little shield things, when you blow them up, will actually hurt the enemies too. That's kind of a nice way to get a little bonus. Phalanxes, when their shields go down, of course, that's the time to go after them. What I'm trying to do is get closer to this guy. Did not mean to blow up the barrel, but I want to get closer to him so I can use my fusion and take him out.
That Cabal had a key
Now this
card.
is going to give
It
me
should get us through that
the
door.
beast key, so I can go back and use it on the door. And again, this is just going to be a full tutorial on basically everything in the campaign. So if you guys enjoy the series, let me know in the comments. If you don't find it beneficial, it's probably a little late for a lot of people. Most of you guys are already done, but if you haven't played this, you find it a year later, whatever it may be, let me know if you find this series beneficial. I always appreciate seeing you guys enjoy the content and hopefully get you through something you might not have otherwise. Because honestly, I can tell everybody you should be doing the Legendary campaign from the get-go if you can, because the benefits to one, only doing the campaign once. Even if, like with checkpoints now especially, it's really a nice way to level up your character quick. These guys are quite aggressive. Now, I try not to use my super too often, probably less than I should. It's up right now, and it's likely I'll get it back before I probably really need it again. But big guys, sometimes if you're smashed up, trying to use your heavy there. Really, just let me finish you. Trying to get him over by the barrel. And again, a lot of the time when you go through these areas, pull back a little bit, and you can usually find some safe cover. Like, they're gonna be aggressive, they're gonna be a little painful. Those are always fun to do, though. A lot of the times you can retreat. Not always. There's definitely pieces of this campaign you're gonna be stuck in a tiny area and there's nothing you can do about it. But when you can run backwards, go find some room. That's all you gotta do.
I can't help but feel like we should
All
have
right, so we
stayed
gotta jump
behind
across.
to protect the traveler and our people.
I've done this
Was
a
it
couple
the right
times
choice to follow
for the
Osiris?
campaign and replayed missions
If
and
the
things of
witness
that nature,
establishes
but
a link
yeah,
with
this is
the
a little
Veil,
aggressive. I'd probably
it'll
take
be
him out
over
from
for the
over there
entire
once he
system.
shows
All
up,
of our
but I know I
losses
can take
would
him out
have
with a
been for
fusion,
naught.
so I'm not as concerned.
They've never faced
If you're
a
not
threat
sure,
of this magnitude.
give things a second. Like, get to a certain platform,
you
wait for things
stayed,
to show up.
You wouldn't have stood a
You'll see
chance
some of
against
it
the
come out.
witness. None of us would. This is our only hope to
Playing
survive
through
the
this
witness.
campaign for the third time will probably just give me a little more, reason why this campaign could have been better. Now, this is a scary guy. Tormentors. First time you see them, they're going to be a little terrifying. Especially if they grab you and take your health. That Dark Harvest is brutal. He just straight up deleted me. Now, the nice thing is,
the fruits of an unholy alliance
having low
between the
resilience,
Witness
that was a
and
lot
Gallus.
quicker than it could have been. But
I fear they'll have more
at
surprises.
least we
in
survived
store.
it. Yeah, those Tormentors are going to be rough at the like low resilience level, but I'm trying to do this at a lower level in general, so you guys are getting a bit more of an even experience for a new player, as opposed to somebody like me who's played a ton. Again, you got the exploding barrels working here. Use them where you can. The guy on the right over there, just stay in cover as we take out some of these smaller guys. These are not nearly the concern the big Colossuses. So use your cover while you can. Push up from the other side so you're not exposed. And only go for the big guy when you feel like you're comfortable. Like if you have, a nice arc weapon, break his shield a little bit. I got a pump come in here with a fusion rifle, but I got to make sure he doesn't get too much of a jump on me. There we go. And again, this is not like a high damage fusion rifle. This is just a fusion rifle. So we got a Conquest key card. We got more ads coming.
Let's head there now.
Now the Conquest key card is under me, is where that door is actually usable. Now here, just because I know I've got a group of enemies and I've got a super sitting here, this is a decent time just to wipe him out. It's going to be a while till I probably need him, I know. You get your super every so often just by doing what you're going to do anyway, so you may as well use it sometimes. I sometimes use mine hardly at all, and it's not to my benefit. So this core, you're going to have quite a few scions in this little room. Again, you can retreat if you need to. These guys tend to peek out. Got a few more in here. Got a big guy. Gonna try and blind him. I can work on the other two, and then I'll probably take my fusion across. But yeah, trying to do this with all legendaries, low resilience. Not a favorite. Things are gonna hurt so much more. But as a hunter in low resilience, I feel like this is what a lot of people are probably gonna be playing like. Just because you're not gonna be sitting there with pretty high resilience like I've got. My Titan typically runs at 10 resilience, which is gonna be a lot of damage mitigation. Finisher, take the heavy, and then you basically here you need to find all the little exposed circuits and blow them up. I think there's 4. Yeah, you got the little icons here showing you.
I'm relaying my position to you. Make your way to this ship.
We need some way to get to the surface.
I believe I have a method
So,
to
this is how the
accomplish
gear will
that.
drop. Basically, every
Did I
checkpoint kind of
detect a bit of
encounter, you're going to get a few
hesitation in
things
your
to
voice?
drop.
No.
I'm
My
going to get a couple
impromptu
weapons, couple
stratagems
pieces of
have a high
armor,
rate of
and
success.
this. Now, for me, this is going to
Just
drop a
hit
lot
him
higher
quickly.
because my alternate characters, they have weapons, 1800 and stuff, so the average of my gear is going to be noticeably higher. So the level is not going to be the big key, and if you're ever worried about gear, you can go run and do basic public events and stuff like that. None of this is really going to benefit me gear-wise, so I am going to delete it. But if you're running through the basic campaign, your stats are probably going to be close to mine. And if I am running through normal campaign, it would, I guess I could theoretically use these, because my stats are not amazing. But again, base level stats probably could be a little worse. But just for inventory's sake, I am probably going to wipe out most of this type of stuff. Weapon-wise, I might try and switch some in. I know those are all exotics in my primary slot. My vault is what you would call slightly full, more often than not. But trying to keep a little space as we go. You'll be getting upgrade modules and things as you go, so you can upgrade a few pieces here and there. Biggest thing I can tell you, as you go to upgrade, don't upgrade that often. Don't go from your base item of like 1600 up to like 1605. You're going to get some pretty sizable jumps. Not as big as I got. Obviously, you're not going to get a 100-point jump. But, I mean, if you get ones where keep the piece that's higher than the one that you're wearing. This is always a cool scene. Seeing Callus's ship come in.
Look, down there.
I think I saw a video of somebody saying, oh, we can totally jump on it. It'd be awesome if we could. But, yeah, you'll die down there. So, let's just keep jumping. It is a pretty cool scene for the scale of the ship coming in, though. It's pretty legit. I appreciate that.
Think of my shadow. illusion. Revel in these hollow victories.
So up here, we're going to have a dude sitting outside. He's a flamethrower, so he is going to hurt. Alright, now I don't want to get cooked too bad. But I'm going to use this rock as cover. Down. Like, I don't even know where checkpoints are. And if I die, I'm going to leave them in there. Because you might die just the same way. So I figure I may as well show you it's either not a big deal or we have a checkpoint replay. That's the bad thing about those Incendiors. Their burst will take you out probably quicker than most things. Sound effects are a little strange out here, but we are in space, that's why. I think the Incendior is dead. I feel like he's got to be dead. So yeah, typically have something at reasonable range, something for mid to close damage. So if you have an SMG, maybe a sniper rifle to go with that. But try and always cover your ranges of damage. And then from there you can be a little more. It's always nice to do something like that. Ah, contacting Destiny servers. It was like day one. No, hopefully I don't have contacting Destiny servers, but we'll see how it goes. And if anything happens, if I have any weird cuts, it's mostly just going to be because something happened, an error, server disconnect, recording, whatever it may be. But I'll try and keep it as fluid as I can. Look at it, you'll get random pieces of gear like that. Now, the average of your gear is going to just jump. So, again, I've got 1,600 gear here, so I don't want to delete some of these early pieces that I get. You'll want to infuse them in. So, like, every level, at the end of each level, and you should have space to keep, like, one piece. But that's going to start to raise my average gear. So I'll do that every so often. And just do it for, like, one piece when you get a big jump. When you're new and you've got inventory space, that's the point where you should keep the highest piece, but I probably wouldn't just, like, infuse it over, and you probably don't even know what infusion is. You probably should just wear it, I'm guessing. If it's legendary especially, but
hopefully he
for a little while it's just going to be about bumping up that level as you go. Honestly, like, running through the new campaign for other players.
Destroy the engine.
Gotta go to the other side.
The one we're on.
Crazy or not, we need to stop this invasion. I'll do whatever it takes to stop the
I feel like an
witness.
auto rifle is
So
almost
if
going to
you
be the better
aren't
choice in
going to
here,
help me,
but
then leave me alone.
pulse rifle gives me a little more range when I can use it. I just can't use it that often. And again, if you know you have a grenade, a little better throw than that, but if you know you have some enemies that are spawning in and you can actually see that. And again, this is just a benefit of me being a void subclass, so I'm getting that random invisibility. I'm not an efficient hunter, so I probably will not use it very well. But when you see enemies coming in, that's kind of your goal. And these guys, one thing to know about enemies is as you work them down, pay attention to what hand their weapon's in. So if I can get him to sit behind cover, he'll be more aggressive when his shield is back up. This is why certain special weapons are going to feel pretty good. Solar special weapon against some of these solar shields, probably going to turn out pretty well. Got my key card, so now I need to go back out. And every time you seem to pick up a card, you get more fun coming your way. Yeah, don't be afraid to use the heavy, but also just know you don't have infinite ammo on it. Could be hard to come by sometimes. It just wants to, yeah, that little blast when they charge up for it. That's the one you really, really want to avoid. Any of those guys with a tank on their back can explode. Now it can hurt them, but can also hurt you, so keep that in mind. And again, whether it's a barricade, a rift, use your class ability. Apparently I'm going to lean into my fusion rifle on this one. It is so weird not playing with like anything high level. Whether it's just like abilities or anything, I feel kind of like a goober running through on my hunter. So if you do too, that's okay, because I am least skilled at this class. So checkpoint reached, and campaign banners are free. These will refill your abilities, these will refill your super, all those kind of things. And again, if some of you can tell, this is more of a new player guide. That's the whole point. This is a guide for newish players, and then also for players coming in, but the goal here is anybody who may be newer to the game, hasn't played in a while, just wants a nice little set of pointers. And if you guys think this is too much, let me know in the feedback. I can cut down in future episodes on this. And that's the time. If you see 3 or 4 ads together, that hurts still. Try and throw those grenades in there where you get them grouped up. So I like a vortex grenade for void, pulse grenade for arc, that kind of thing. And you'll notice kind of the way I play, especially in something where I gotta be really conservative. I will try and find cover and just check both sides as I can. Look for those little grenade pops. Those arrows are beneficial to show what's coming. Yeah, without dying, I mean, I died once outside because of a stupid jump, but yeah, not dying is harder than it looks on some of these things because you gotta play really cautious. So this is kind of why I'm trying to do this way, because I am trying to get the experience of a lot of what you guys are going to experience as a player with very minimal inventory stuff. And the reason you shoot those out of the air, they're easier to pop before they land. And then when you kill them that way, it's a little nicer. Now, once I've got this first section mostly clear, I feel like I can usually get a little more aggressive with these guys. And that's where I'll dump the heavy ammo. Kill them quick, take the big guy out, and then push forward. And again, just getting a basic piece of gear. I need to get a little more space for some of these pieces of gear, but I almost kind of want to try and wear the ones I'm getting. If I get anything good, bad, or otherwise. Alright, so give me a sec. I'm going to make just a little room in my chest spot. I think I've got a spot for everything. My class item, I'm probably cheating a little bit because that thing's upgraded, but outside of that, I will try to use mostly what I get. And at some point, hopefully I get a different weapon, actually. It's just a bit pretty basic legendary. Yeah, solar shields are common in here, so if you got a solar weapon of any kind, you see one or get one, Cabal are going to be solar shielded frequently early on. That's probably going to make you dizzy, because it almost made me dizzy. Now, every time you seem to check any activity, you might see some more ads, so just be careful when you come back outside. We got some bonus guys coming in. Got a grenade if they're landing in a similar spot. Try and use your abilities like your grenade, your melee, chunk them in the same spot if you can. Get the most out of it. Now the big guys to worry about are these, but anything to know about a red border? I think that's actually an orange one. Yeah, he's gonna hurt more. Any orange guy takes a lot of health to get off before you can finish him, but you see that little white dot? Finish him when he gets close and save your ammo. Always gonna be a beneficial way to go on some of those guys. Guy who sets you on fire though, you might kill him from range. They're being reasonable with the ammo. The thing I can tell you about your helmet slot, the sooner you can put on 1, resilience, and then 2, it's not even fair, honestly. And the fact that you don't have like normal resilience here or anything like that. I set myself up to go into the legendary campaign with like 10 resilience and making orbs and causing absolutely everything to be volatile with the new artifact and all the bounties I put. So much stuff I did. So trying to do it this way definitely feels different. Is it going to be a challenge? Yes. Is it going to be a different challenge for a new and old player? Oh yeah, 100%. I'm going to try and go fusion back here. And again, somebody like that, if you can fire at the floor, like the left corner of the floor, I can take out the shielded guy. Just because I know where to aim, I can hit him a little harder. You dead? Now, the only thing about that grenade launcher, it is a stats for all, one for all. So if you hit 3 things at the same time, I get the benefits of faster reloads and stuff like that, as well as damage with one for all. Normally, you're not going to have that arm. I'm trying to do this where I don't get dizzy while I'm doing this. And that should be good. Yeah, staring straight into that thing, that'll mess your eyeballs up.
Okay, we've blown up the engines. Ship's losing altitude.
Rendezvous at the escape pod.
Alright, so we're trying to get to the escape pod so we can get out of here. This is major checkpoint number 2. And another loot drop. That's the thing on Legendary. You get 2 chests every time. So, and I'm also getting probably more Glimmer than you would. Okay, so we got a class item. And that one's going to be higher level, but it dropped with like, I don't know, 4 energy. So we could switch over to that. Now there's 4 energy that dropped on it. So the first thing I would do, probably tell you, put some resilience on there. Because you're probably not going to have anything with regards to See, I need to actually infuse some of these things in there because they're going to help me out. If they're blue, I'll infuse them just to help me level up this guy. Because I am doing this about a month later and my hunter's due for some leveling. But right now I've got the other choice of an SMG, which I could do for that closer range, which wouldn't be bad. Or this. So right now I'm going to kind of leave what I've got, but in case you did want to level up a little bit, pull that weapon in, switch it over, and then just make sure whatever you have is the highest piece of gear in each slot is what you keep. If anything's lower than the highest level of a piece of gear that you have, you can chunk it if you want to. Dismantle it for parts and gear and stuff, but... you know, bonus of checkpoints and other things. There's certain fights where you're obviously not going to be able to res like I am here, where it's just pretty close and you got to start the fight over. And that's when you're going to see the respawn is obviously limited. So that's honestly why sometimes if you're like, I don't know what I want to use. Notice how I swapped weapons there and I lost my ammo. Try to commit. Sometimes you'll find the actual open door. If you stick with a weapon early, especially, you only need to be leveled up so high. Like, my max cap on this level is 1600. So anything even base level at 1600 is still beneficial to me, and it's only going to level up like incrementally as you go, and you're going to get a lot of drops that usually will push you above that. Like, should have some ads in here. Now, any shield that you see, it does help to match it, but it's not required as much as it used to be. They've made that a lot more manageable. So it used to be like if you were hitting a void shield and you weren't hitting a void shield, it would really slow you down. Now, if you match it, it just goes a little faster and gets a nice burst. But otherwise, it's still doable. Energy weapons will always kill shields faster than kinetic weapons. So I'm just shooting a kinetic pulse rifle and an energy pulse rifle. Even if they're not the same color for the energy weapon, at a shield, the kinetic will always be slower. It's just how they work. And again, if things are going to be coming around a corner, I try and be prepared with something that hits a little harder. Those are the escape pods that we're trying to get to, but we got to go the long way because we've got to clear this room. And this room's going to take a little bit. So this is where something ranged is going to be beneficial up here. I like to stay up high with a ranged weapon since I've got the opportunity to do that. Scout rifle, bow, pulse rifle, even an auto rifle is going to be able to do some stuff. Now you got some guys up top that are going to be a little bit more of a struggle. And there's also where just using your cover can work as well. Woo! Gonna get spicy in here. Don't know if I'm on a respawn restricted zone or not. But yeah, one of the big things you're going to notice early is the grenades that enemies throw. They're really accurate sometimes. And I swear sometimes they just teleport behind you, but can't do a whole lot about that. So I'm really trying to use this front spot for cover. Not saying it's perfect, but we're doing okay at the moment. We got a few ads up there, so I'm going to try and take them out since I can see them at least. Trying to avoid big guy being too aggressive. I also don't want to blow myself up. If you're worried about exploding, just take it out, and then you can have a cleaner angle. There you go. Big guys go down, enjoy them not shooting at you. But yeah, don't be afraid of using the heavy. So the few early mobs that I'll try and equip in like probably the second mission or something, depending on what armor you get dropped. Alright. And again, it is just a grenade launcher. Hopefully you have some kind of a heavy. You gotta lean into what you got. Rockets are pretty good for range. Grenade launchers have a little bit more ammo. Play with the toys the game gives you. Honestly, I have no idea what it gives you as a brand new player, but I think you have to do the opening piece before you jump into the campaign. So you have a little bit of something. Alright, next checkpoint. Again, if you can shoot those things in the air, they should explode and do damage. And again, a lot of what you can do is pull back here and just stay away. And that's going to make your life a little easier to pick off some of these guys up top. Not saying this is a bad pulse rifle, it's just not exciting. This does have rampage on it, technically, I forgot. So if I'm doing damage and getting kills, I'm able to actually do a little bit more damage with future shots, but yeah, you kind of see how taking advantage of your grenades and your smoke bombs and stuff will help. Use those abilities. It is space magic after all. Find a yellow barrel, kill the guys with it. I'm back here. There we go. I think we got him. Alright, grab any ammo we got. There's one part of this campaign that I'm honestly kind of dreading with a base level character, but it's kind of the whole point of this. We'll see how it goes. Fusion rifles are pretty good because they can pierce through. And that's me going invisible. Yeah. Always trying and move, try and find some cover. You don't have radar a lot in this campaign, I will tell you. It does feel missed at times. Another big guy. See a heavy ammo brick drop, so I will try and use it. That hurt me even a little bit. I'll tell you how many times I've probably missed with a grenade launcher, but that's okay. Even a base level guy, let the fusion rifle, or let the finisher kind of help a little bit. They're shooting me from above. I was like, where are you guys? Woo, fire. Fire hurts. I'll take that. So a lot of this game, when you're playing on a higher difficulty, is about managing cover. Using your finishing moves. Got my War Beast key card. I think I'm good on ammo. I just know I got a big guy coming up, so I want to make sure I'm kind of stocked up for him. And War Beast should let me out of here. And there's more. But again, don't go down the tunnel until you have to. Bad time to reload. I wanted to shoot that. Yeah, shooting those in the air, if you can catch them, way easier than shooting them later. Ooh, a little random piece of gear up here dropped. And big guy. Ooh, I got a bow. I will 100% use a bow. Now I'm a bow fan, so I'm probably a little biased in that, but we'll see what the drop is. It's a decent bow, though. Try not to use too much of my heavy, though. Colossus will hurt. As soon as that minigun spins up, you are going to be in a whole lot of trouble. Now, before you take this thing and move too far forward, I would go ahead and say make sure everything's reloaded, because this is where we're going to fight a big guy. So if you've got your super up, before you try and open this door, make sure your super is up, because we're probably going to use that on the boss. And this is our Tormentor fun. So, big thing about a Tormentor, you're going to want to hit his shoulders first. And try and avoid the big purple shoulder blade. If you know you're fighting a Tormentor, anything that's going to do void damage resistance is going to be good. When you're shooting this thing, you can actually shoot the center of it to kind of destabilize it a little bit. Not always effective, but you can try. But your goal is to try and shoot the shoulder and break the shoulder. Now somehow I managed to shoot both shoulders. Now I'm going to try and do a little bit of a stun on him so I can get a reload on. That dude is about to kill me. Oh man. Now this is kind of a panic moment for my super. Trying to find any cover I can possibly find right now is not. Oh, he's just gonna smack me around, isn't he? These guys are the hard part. They're scary. So try and take it. Oh, I'm gonna die. Yep, and that is a respawn. So, only problem with this is now you're usually in a worse ammo situation. You don't tend to get a rally flag in these moments. That's what usually sucks. Ammo's gonna be in a worse place. Oh, I do actually have a rally flag. Okay, I can deal with that. Tell me I'm not as far back as I think I am, though. Oh, I gotta do this whole thing again. Well, now we know it's coming at least. Yeah, so checkpoints are okay sometimes, and then sometimes you're like, oh, I'd like to just refight the boss. Nope, you're gonna fight it all. That's when, you know, things aren't quite the same. But we'll try and be a little more efficient on this run. We're not that far away, but it is still a little annoying. I know I got fusion ammo up there, so I will try and use my special on him. Especially with fusion rifle, if you get close, you can do a pretty solid chunk of damage. Man, this feels different. Okay, yeah, I can tell you resilience, as soon as you can get your resilience stat up, that is your #1 priority. Damage resistance will be one thing, but that is massively different. I just know how this felt on my legendary run through. Because I didn't have a level advantage, but I had a stat advantage. And that does make a difference. Trying to save some ammo for later. A lot of stuff trying to kill me right now. And if it wants to jump up on the ship, that's fine. I'll let it. Hang out under here. Should have some ammo around somewhere. Oh, hi. Well, if he's going to come join me, I will try and do what I can to unload on him. He might blast at me, but I'm going to go for the kill. Oh, I can't even see him. Come on down. You are annoying. Where's the big guy? Because you know he's not that far. But he's far enough. Alright, I know I've got some ammo up here. I'm going to go grab it so I know I can finish him up. Scions of fun here. He's so low, like stupidly low. So you can do kinetic on a shield, but it's just, it is 100% less effective. So you may as well try and get an energy weapon to break a shield. It's just quicker. I gotta grab the key again, and then we're gonna try not to die in the Tormentor room. My super is up. That's why, again, it's like I'm saving it here, mainly for the reason of I know the Tormentor is going to be painful as all get out. So again, if you want to take your time here, it will serve you well. Only problem is you get locked in the other room and you can't run back here for cover. That's the problem with the Tormentor fight, is you get stuck. You're like, okay, I've got room, okay, I have no room. Kind of that thing. On the shields, you gotta shoot the center so you can loosen them up. Or they tend to do that kind of thing. Now, you wanna know why he's got a little extra shield? Just because all these little glowy things on the ground. Now I gotta break all of them so nobody has a bonus shield. Alright, as I got plenty of ammo on the ground, I'm going to go for a little stronger kill on this guy. If you do enough damage, you can stagger some of those enemies, but you better make sure you get enough damage or have cover close by. Same thing, we are going to be dealing with that guy. So, Tormentors, two things. 2 shoulders to break, and then the center is what you're going to be able to kill. So when he loads up, same thing. You cannot leave the room now, you are stuck in here. That void stuff hurts like crazy. I will try and throw a grenade to get some early damage. It's not doing much though. Really all about those shoulders. Not gonna say how unproud I am how long that took me to figure out. Now I will try and just go super on him as much as I can. Just because I want to try and actually kill him fast. Now he does have a finisher note above his head, so the goal would be if you can nuke him like that. Now that'll actually dissipate the other enemies. So if you have a super you can use, that will help you alleviate that fight quicker. Otherwise, my advice is to use the entire room. They typically have to jump up and down. So if you can clear the ads out, kind of jump up and down on levels, it's a little easier to manage those guys. I got a rocket launcher, so I'm going to switch over to that. Let's see, I've got 2 bows here. So I'm going to get rid of that one since I don't need it. I'm not worried about weapon levels, but I'll go bow. For my level, and then this one I'll get rid of. Got a hand cannon here too, but I don't love 180 hand cannons. So we've got 1744. So again, I will infuse like 1 piece every so often, because all you got to do is have your average above like whatever is required. And I know that doesn't make a ton of sense, but basically if the gear required is 1620 maybe for the next mission, well, if I get 2 or 3 things that are close, or 1615, it's not that hard to actually get up to the level they're usually asking for. There's my blue fusion rifle. Let me use that instead, just to show you guys what I mean. So now I've got a bow. I love bows because they don't ever really run out of range, and they do pretty solid crit damage. Now they have literally a drawback due to draw time, but they're fun. Now I switched weapons, which I wouldn't always recommend doing because you are going to have to go through the process of getting your ammo back. But every so often you're going to get prime engrams you probably won't see. I'm high enough I will, but until you're 1750 you won't see a prime engram anyway. Alright. Osiris is going to take that one.
Are those things safe?
See you, dude.
Can't be that.
Can't be any. Wah! Still love that moment. Alright, grab a pod. Exit. Don't get much of a view in here. Just a big, giant control panel. And kind of a bumpy ride on the way down.
Here goes nothing.
We are trying to get to the fancy planet of Neomuna. Seems safe, right? At least it's padded on the inside. Hopefully there's a lot of cushion to that fall. Wait a sec. Even on a very fast PC, load times are here. Welcome to Neomuna. Alright.
This is Neptune.
Now, you won't have your Sparrow on your first
An entire civilization.
run through it, so you'll just be running through for a little bit, but we just basically have to get back to our big tower on the top.
You on the road. Identify yourself.
Those are your
with the
Cloud
invaders?
Striders.
We're guardians from the last
We're
city.
going to get to know them a little bit.
Bearers.
We're fighting the same enemy. We're here
Now, I'm
find
trying to
something
run by
more
because I think I
failed.
can just run
Mr.
by.
Bear, a little pinned down right
Scorpions
now.
will mess you up,
We'll
though.
be there soon. Stay frosty, dearest.
I wonder how much of this stuff I actually have to kill. Because I really just need to get to the next zone, but that is a lot of enemies that are probably higher level than me. And that's the thing about Neomuna Pastoral Zone. It is a high level area, so it's just going to be a little rough to get through. So finding cover, a good thing. Going the alternate route, also a good idea. Oh, they're just going to find me everywhere, aren't they? And again, if you don't like bows, I totally get. I am just. Alright. Well, this may feel normal to some of you, and some of you may be like, what are you doing? You're an idiot. Well, if you run to this place pretty early on, you may not know what to do. So I'm going to try and take out some of these guys, but they do just kind of keep spawning in this area. That's the problem with some of these zones. Yeah, we are trying to get through there, but right now, it's a bit of a struggle. Now, this is one of those moments where, like, a public event spawning situation could happen. So trying to find a way to get, like, kind of vertical will help you a little bit. Still gotta kind of eke your way through some of these legionary snipers, which are not even a normal thing. These were new add. But yeah, this is why I like bows. Because your range is damn near infinite if you get that full draw. Alright, so I'm gonna just try and go for the run, see if I can get by him. And if I can, hopefully. There we go. Checkpoint reached. That's all you gotta do is you gotta run here. It's just sometimes really hard to get over there depending on the spawn pattern. Again, still no Sparrow. You get to enjoy the scenery. It is pretty cool though, like, that's legit.
Where are these ugly things coming from? There's
Big
no end to them.
We always thought we were the last ones left. Wait until the Vanguard hears about this.
There's some good moments in the
No
story,
time for
but I
that
will
now.
say definitely one of their
If we don't
weaker
stop the Shadow
stories. I
Legion,
think everybody's
there won't be
agreed
any
on that
city
one.
left.
Once we get up here, we'll have a little cinematic, and then once we're at the end of the mission, I will wrap this one up. Again, if you guys enjoy the series, please let me know in the comments. If you guys enjoy the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the alert bell. I'm going to do a full guide on every one of these. There's probably like 3 missions that are going to get the most views, but I'm going to try and do them all with this setup as close to this as I can. Pretty basic stuff, nothing that exciting. You know, typically a special weapon, primary weapon, and otherwise. And again, a fusion rifle with this ridiculous charge time, not that effective, but getting the job done. Oh, that engram I'll find later.
I'm detecting an anomaly on my sensors. We'll check it out. while the
Here's our
coast is
first time to
clear.
touch Strand.
Understood. patiently note that it is quite confined in here.
Yeah, we're trying to throw grenades.
Energy source. This is incredible. You can wield it.
Trying to get up there. Alright, respawning is restricted. Oh. Now it's trying to like, hey, use your abilities. So you can do a grapple punch. How does my little grapple hook I gotta get used to? This is a really slow charge time fusion rifle, so if I can get through with this thing. Yeah, this is why I do love something with range. But I also know some of you may absolutely hate a bow, so I will try and switch up the weapons I use pretty frequently. Where am I going? I got a rope dart. And again, oh, this is going to be use my super. It's trying to give me super here. I think it's like over here where the enemies spawn. Normally there's a little GPS node where you're supposed to be going. There we go. But yeah, the fact that you can do a little... Big guy. Big guy, big group. Sometimes nice time for a rocket. This fusion rifle's so slow. Come on. Wow. No love, huh? Well, time to use my super, I guess that's the whole point, right? That's fantastic. Oh, that actually feels really good. Oh, where's big guy? Well, that's fun. Snipes are annoying, though. But yeah, your whole point is to use super, to use your super right now. So don't spend too much time on other stuff. They really want you to embrace the good times. Damn, that's strong. Again, I have not played on my hunter, so this is all new to me on the superpower here. You get some nice synergies going though with Strand. There's some fun stuff. Now you can do that little grapple with the melee. Man, that's a long timing though. Not bad though. This is a very slow charging fusion rifle. Granted, if you hit him, it hits hard. Alright, we almost got Osiris here. And I'm exhausted. And this is one of those pieces of the Strand subclass learnings that nobody really enjoys. And now that we're exhausted, trouble's going to consume because there's a Tormentor up there and we are in trouble. Did you notice you don't have a health bar? So that is the end of the first mission for the Lightfall campaign. Hope you guys enjoyed this style and this series. Again, trying to use base level items, no exotics, trying not to use that many, but the biggest thing I can tell you, as soon as you see any armor drop that's actually got some energy on it, like this one dropped with 4, throw some resilience on there, that'll help you stay alive longer. Mods for your chest. If you get a decent amount of energy, like resilience first, and then you can start doing things like concussive damper for area of effect damage, melee damage if things get close, if you got a certain damage type that's getting apparent. Those are good things to go for. So those are probably my first two. Resilience everywhere, and then those resistances to help you survive a little bit more. But if you do enjoy the series, please drop a like below, leave a comment if you got questions, thoughts. Just let me know it helped you out, whatever it may be. Drop those in the comments if you want to find me on Twitch or Twitter. It's Ebontis on both of those. But if you enjoyed the series, if you're new to the channel, or you just enjoy the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit the alert bell as we climb to 100,000 subs. Thank you all for the support, and I'll see you in the next one.